Alrighty, we're going to do another run of the Werner 5x5, but this time with the Glock 43X iron sight that I've got here. This is going to be a project gun going forward, but I do want to shoot a 5x5 with it, with the irons, to see how it does. So far, I do actually like this gun a lot. It's not too surprising, because I like the 48, which is the longer version of this gun. But I feel like this, in the long term, will be a more reliable pistol. I like the recoil impulse being a little bit sharper. And it's going to have a red dot in the future, but I want to see how it does with the irons that are on here. The irons on the gun, as I mentioned in the first video, are Glock OEM irons, but I'm 99.999% certain that they didn't come on this gun. They're very old. The tritium's pretty old, but they are proper size for the slimline Glock, so it probably came off a 42 or a 43 and then got transplanted onto this gun. We are using the Shield magazines, which I've had great luck with in my 48, and so far 100% reliability with this gun. I have 15 in the gun, plus a spare magazine. And again, the Werner 5x5 is simple. 5 rounds, 5 seconds, 5 yards on a 5-inch target 5 times in a row. I'm doing it from concealment because I want to get extra draw strokes in. If I can, why not, right? So, yeah. Without much further ado, let's hop into it. And reholster. That was 421. That felt a little slow there. I should say deliberate. I've talked about this before with shooting various models of revolvers. When things are close enough to something that you're already familiar with, it can throw you off a little bit. This gun's identical to my 48, aside from a slightly different trigger feel and no red dot, right? Of course, the recoil impulse is different, but I pulled the gun out in my presentation, like, where's my glowy thing? There's no red dot on here. And then I had to be like, oh yeah. Of course, that happens very quickly in the brain. It's not like it takes me a second to do it. It's like, 1/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second to redo that. But I had the gun higher in my vision than I should have. So, well, all good 5 hits. So, can't complain there. Next run. Reholster. 399. I noticed I was being a little bit more deliberate there with the shots. The draw coming up was really quick. And there is more recoil than the 48. Obviously it's a shorter slide, less mass. I found that the gun was settling higher in my vision. I had to pull it down more. I've got one giant ragged hole there, so I'm not unhappy with the performance, but it's just a little data point there. Okay, next 5. And reload. Reholster. I like, I'm not a huge fan of the factory Glock, like golf ball cup sights. These are 3-dot. I'm not normally a 3-dot fan, but I like that they're a combat hold. So what that means is that when we're aiming the gun, our front sight is where the bullet goes. It's not above or below that, it's dead center. I purposely aimed a little bit lower just to make sure that that was there. And yeah, 388, so we're getting a little quicker. Okay, we have 10 more rounds to fire here over 2 strings of fire. Reholster. Just being extra deliberate there, trying to get really good hits. 403. And the last one. And reholster. 397. Alrighty, so we passed the drill. All good hits. We have 25 hits there, shooting 124 grain Blazer brass, which is a fairly close facsimile for me for my HSTs that I carry. And I'm happy with that. Every run was, of course, under par in the proper score. But this is doing this from concealment. This drill is meant to be, I say meant, this drill is intended to be shot from low ready. I like to work in the draw stroke because, hey, if I'm gonna shoot 25 rounds and can work in 5 draw strokes, why not, right? So far, I mean, unironically, I really just like shooting this gun. I've got a 48, so this gun's not that dissimilar from that, but something about it, it just feels like, even with the iron sights on here, this kind of feels like what I would want a Glock 26 to shoot like. Obviously the grip's bigger, but yeah, I'm happy with the performance. I've got good tight accuracy. It's funny to think that my accuracy with this is only a little bit better than that of a small frame revolver, But, you know, it just goes to be the shooter. So I'll be doing more on this 43X as I get down the line, especially as I get the work done on it. But yeah, Werner 5x5 Glock 43X, can't complain. Thank you. Subscribe, like, engagement. Goodbye.